It's Tuesday, the 1st of October 2024. Welcome to the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Adam Lang, and good morning, Sean Aylmer.
Good morning, Adam.
Sean, the main story this morning, house price growth in several major cities, including Melbourne, has stalled as the market cools on the back of ongoing higher interest rates.
In the first month of spring, dwelling values rose by just 0.4% across the nation, taking the September quarter rise to 1%. 4 capital cities recorded a fall through the September quarter, led by Melbourne, where values were down more than 1%. Canberra, Hobart and Darwin also recorded declines, while Sydney home prices for the quarter were up 0.5%. It was the lowest pace since the beginning of last year. The mid-sized capitals, which have led the pace of capital gains through most of the upswing, are certainly losing momentum. Perth values were up 4.7% in the third quarter, very, very good, but not as good as the June quarter, which was at 6.2%. The gains in Adelaide look to be topping out at about 4% rise during the last quarter, and Brisbane's quarterly growth has eased back to 2.7%, according to CoreLogic. One of the key reasons for the sluggish price growth is the supply of homes in the market. Across the nation, they're up more than 3% on last year, nearly 9% above the 5-year average, and we're seeing that with auction clearance rates falling.
Sean, if the buying and selling market is slowing, what about the rental market?
The heat's definitely come out of that market as well, with the national rental index up by just 0.1% in the September quarter, the smallest change in 4 years. Probably the main reason for that is the slowdown in migration, but all these homes in the market will keep downward pressure on rents. Certainly higher interest rates are cooling the national auction market. It's hard to see that turning around until the Reserve Bank starts cutting interest rates.
Sean, story number 2, Macquarie Bank and Commonwealth Bank are winning market share in the mortgage market as competition heats up.
Yeah, a bit related to story number 1. Macquarie and Commonwealth Bank are expanding their mortgage books at a far faster rate than their rivals, using competitive pricing and big cash incentives to drive interest. Data released by the Australian Prudential Regulation Authority shows Macquarie was the biggest winner, having added $1.9 billion to its loan balances in August alone. Commonwealth Bank remains the country's largest residential lender, with $564 billion on its books. Westpac has $475 billion, ANZ $303 billion, National Australia Bank $320 billion. But NAB's loans rose less than 0.1% in August after falling in July for the first time since October 2020. That's on the back of higher competition. The push by Commonwealth Bank is really significant. It's the leader in home loans. If it's aggressive, it tends to drag the rest along with it. The winners in all that will be customers.
Sean, story number 3, Australian CEOs believe the COVID-era working from home phenomenon will be over in 3 years and are rolling out promotions and pay rises in a bid to get workers back into the office.
That's the conclusion of KPMG's latest survey of the nation's chief executives, as reported in The Australian. More than 4 in 5, or 82% of respondents, expect traditional white-collar roles to fully return to the office within the next 3 years. This is a significant increase on the 66% who were of that opinion when surveyed last year, and comes as businesses, including Tabcorp and the New South Wales government, increasingly wind back work-from-home rights. Only 27% of respondents expect hybrid office home roles to continue, and not one expects jobs to be fully remote. Australian leaders' opinions are in line with their global peers, of whom 83% predict a full return to office-based work for white-collar employees within 3 years.
Sean, story number 4, the ratings are in, and the Brisbane Lions' 60-point AFL Grand Final victory over the Sydney Swans delivered free-to-air broadcaster Channel 7 its biggest audience for a premiership decider in 8 years.
And it delivered to you Great Depression. Anyway, the official ratings data released by OzTam show 4.024 million viewers tuned in to the grand final, including 655,000 on the streaming platform 7plus. It's the highest AFL Grand Final TV audience since the 2016 clash between the Bulldogs and the Swans. Saturday's ratings represent a good result for 7, given that the result was a blowout and pretty much over by three-quarter time. Stop laughing, Adam. Sorry, I have to rub it in.
So painful.
The 4 highest rating AFL Grand Finals of the past 20 years have all featured the Sydney Swans. 3 of the 4, they failed to win.
Thank you, Sean. Story number 5, an increasingly popular gym franchise in Japan is now offering teeth whitening, manicure equipment and photo booths as it pushes to provide services that have little to do with getting fit.
Who needs free weights if you're going to the gym? The patchwork concept is called ChocoZap, CHOCOZAP. It's run by a billion-dollar fitness company that made its name in high-end personal training. In less than 2 years, the sub-brand has tapped into a casual and frugal gym user base. with more than 1,500 locations, 1.2 million plus customers, according to a report on Bloomberg. You go to a gym in Japan, costs sort of $60 to $80 a month. ChocoZap's charging just $20. They were created, these ChocoZap gyms, as an experiment during the coronavirus pandemic when personalised training was suffering. As people spend more time working flexible hours and at home, they're also seeking out more enriching experiences while keeping fit, according to the gym. But they're not full service. Most don't have showers because most customers stop by on their way home or pop in for light exercise. It's cheap and most people aren't actually using the equipment. So there you go.
A remarkable new gym disruptor, Sean.
Yes. Well, it's been disrupting as in not doing.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Adam.
That's it, the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. It's Tuesday, the 1st of October 2024. Remember to hit follow on the podcast, and if 5 minutes isn't enough, then find our longer podcast called Fear and Greed on your favourite podcast platform. I'm Adam Lang, and that was Fast 5 by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.